Okay. Not gonna lie, this hurts. This one hurts. It hurts. It hurts to be haunted by the image. I can't get it out of my head. The image of you two together. Yeah, it hurts. So welcome back to another episode of the Delusional Daydreams podcast. I am your host, Ari Lou. And through being haunted of this revealing of truth, of what's been going on, of what the situation is, and having to accept that he has moved on with seemingly zero regard or respect to me as an individual, me and Bandit, we in our little family, and the life that we had built and the time we had shared together. I've just been flooded with a lot of just memories of the good times. And isn't it so funny how in the depths of despair we only remember the good times? But this time around, with the flood of good memories, and with the flood of looking back on all of our experiences, all of our breakthroughs, all of our accomplishments together, I've also been flooded with the flags that I ignored, with the moments that should have made me stop and question if this is real, or if we're living within the delusion of living within our fears of not wanting to be alone. And it just being easier to not be alone together. Especially as the two of us were in the forefront of battling some of our deepest demons. And I think realizing now too, something that really brought us together was that we were fighting the same demons, and we had this connection of understanding what it felt like. We felt connected within the depths of our darkness and pushing through those depths of darkness. And I truly believe that the reason we were able to come out on the other side of it was because we had each other. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it was wasted time or it was a wasted connection and there wasn't purpose behind it, because on top of facing some of our biggest demons, I learned so much with him. He truly showed me what unconditional love looks and feels like. He showed me what it feels like to be seen and to be heard and to be accepted through and through as my authentic self. he showed me what it's like to have a healthy relationship, or the healthiest relationship I've been in so far. He held my hand and encouraged me to take the steps onto the pedestal of my self-confidence and my self-worth. Without him and without our journey together, I wouldn't be who I am today. So I'm so grateful for him. But on the flip side of reminiscing and reflecting on all of that, which just makes me miss him so much, I also am reminded of the red flags, all the lies, all the deceit, all the manipulation that I seemingly just ignored because I didn't think they were a big deal, because everything else outweighed the bad. And at the time it did. And as I'm looking back on all of it, I'm realizing that he never deceived me out of bad intentions. And I think that's the hardest part to come to accept about him, and having to release him, and just realizing how kind-hearted he is. His intentions have always been pure, right? He didn't lie and deceive me and manipulate me for selfish tactics, if you will. He did it all out of fear. Now, does that make it okay? No. Does that make any of it okay? No. Does it make it okay the way he's handling this now? No. But I can see right now how he isn't moving through this with any ill will or intention. He's moving out of fear, and he's moving out of not having the strength to live within his truth and to step forward in a sense of being able to handle confrontation. And that's always been one of his biggest fears. Not being able to live up to the things he says, lying about it, because he'd rather portray himself as this perfect person rather than living within the authentic truth of his imperfections, which make him human. And I understand the fear of not wanting to confront me and tell me that he's met someone new. Not only met someone new, but they've been talking for long enough to go on a vacation across the world together and change his profile picture. You know, I can understand where he would be scared to tell me. Not that I would freak out, but maybe more of like, I don't know how to tell her. I don't know how to tell her without ruining this image and this idea that we ended things on good terms, and him living up to the things he said he was going to live by, which was working on himself and learning how to love himself through and through so that he can learn how to love another person. Right? If that's what he said he was trying to do, and then he's doing the opposite, him having to tell me that would be him having to face his fears and diminish this projected image of being perfect that he's always trying to put on. So it's like, I understand the intentions aren't bad. I understand he's always trying to put his best foot forward. But it could be done in such a better way. And I would have so much more respect for him as an individual if he was honest. And I feel like I've come to this point in my life especially through this, just completely understanding that I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be lied to like this. I don't deserve to be deceived like this, treated like this. And I am worthy of having trusting relationships in my life and feeling like I not only can trust the people in my life, but I feel safe around them. And I trust that they are going to live by what they say they're going to live by. Because another thing I'm coming to understand is it's not about what you say. It's about what you do. Your actions speak so much louder than your words. And this is just a reminder too that I made the right decision to choose myself. Because this is something that I would have had to deal with over and over and over again. And I'm worth so much more than that. Especially when I gave my all in this relationship. This was the first relationship I can honestly say that I gave my everything. And I tried my damnedest to show up in a way that I had never in the past had the capacity to show up as in past relationships. I almost felt like this relationship was me trying to make up for me being so shitty in past relationships. It was me trying to show myself that I'm capable of being a good partner, an outstanding partner, a supportive partner, a loving partner, someone who's there through and through. But by doing that, I turned my back on myself and I lost myself along the road. But I don't regret any of it because I feel like I've learned so much. I've never had the strength that I have right now to be able to distance myself from, lashing out, going back to him, feeling like I need to fight for him because it didn't turn out the way I wanted, because I feel deceived and I need to try and make him feel bad for me and victimize myself. And that's not what I want. First off, I'm not here to waste my time and energy on someone that's going to do that to me over and over and over again and has proven that they do this to me over and over and over again. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my energy. But that's also, if I went down that path, the end result of that, of potentially being back together long distance or being on really bad terms, having really shitty closure, showing up in a very aggressive way. That's not how I want things to end either. So none of those results that would come out of taking that action are something that I want. So why would I take that action? Instead, I'm being faced to sit in it and being sober. So it's 3.5 years off of hard substances. It's 7 months from alcohol. And honestly, before that 7 months, it had been a really long time too. It's just, I was on vacation 7 months ago and that's the last time I drank. And now it's 5 months from nicotine and marijuana. So it's been 5 months off of absolutely everything other than coffee. I love coffee in the morning. But having to feel this physical pain of emotion and discomfort through and through. It's a lot to sit with. And it really has provided me with the opportunity to move through these emotions and these moments in a way I've never done before. Like yesterday, right after I found out, I got the camera out and I created and I moved the energy into a podcast episode. And then I was actually excited to go to work last night because it's an opportunity to distract myself, stay busy, physically move my body, get things moving, see some coworkers and a couple coworkers that I genuinely was actually excited to see and talk to them about this, because one of my coworkers, ironically, her life story is very mirrored to mine. She's just 2 years ahead of where I'm at. And when she was first telling me about her life story, maybe like a month ago, and she was telling me how it all ended and how he had moved on so quickly, I just knew that that was going to be something that I was going to experience as well. And it ended up happening. So having someone that I can talk to who relates has been a huge therapy. So I don't feel so alone. And having her words of wisdom to remind me that, he really did show me his true colors. And it's better to have this happen sooner than later, because then that's just less wasted time and energy of me thinking and hoping and holding on to what I think our future together could be. So going to work last night was actually really awesome, and ironically I was scheduled like a longer shift to stay till close, and that just all ended up working in my favor, because I was like, okay, just keep me busy. And when I got home, I tried to fall asleep and I tried to lay there and just cuddle with my dog, because I feel like through sleep I can really transmute a lot of energy. But I was just lying there for hours. I just laid there, just with this constant image in my head that I couldn't get rid of. And after enough time of not being able to fall asleep, I got up, got my computer, and edited an entire podcast episode. And it's funny because the episode that I ended up editing was the message that I needed to hear to help me get through this. I was like, it's the fucking irony, right? Like, life is ironic, but nothing is coincidence. But the irony that the episode I recorded right before finding out about all this was the message that I would need to hear to help heal me through this. So that was just crazy. Like, editing that was so therapeutic. And after editing that and kind of like hearing the message that I needed to hear from myself, I was able to fall asleep. Did I get a lot of sleep last night? Like, no. By the time I fell asleep and woke up early this morning, like, I have not slept very much. I didn't eat dinner last night. I had some coffee this morning, but honestly, like, I'm not hungry. I have no appetite. Which maybe that's a good thing, honestly. Kind of get myself back in check. But yeah, then I woke up this morning and did my yoga and wrote in my journal, posted what I needed to post on Instagram, something that was just so therapeutic. And now I'm here doing a podcast episode before going to work this afternoon. I have a lunch shift today. But yeah, just keeping myself busy in a weird sense. And not even keeping myself busy doing random shit or like trying to numb the pain by like watching TV or scrolling, but like really trying to move the energy into creative pursuits and getting things out and writing and moving my body and making money and editing and quality time with my dog and just sitting and feeling it through and through, just processing it, sitting within the discomfort, because I know, just like everything, the only constant in the universe is change, and this will not last forever. This too shall pass. But I have to honor it and give it the time and the space to pass, but also harness this energy and use it to my advantage to keep pursuing the things I'm called to pursue and taking action on the things that I'm being called to take action on in this time, which is this, which has ended up just being so therapeutic for me. It's so ironic. God damn it, life is ironic, but nothing is coincidence. The irony of the timing of all of this. Like, just like when I started this podcast, in the very, very beginning, I started this, and like when I started it, I had no idea that Luke and I were going to break up. I had no idea that there was going to be an ending to our relationship, but it's like I started this project, and then boom, right in the middle of it, there was like this huge life event that happened. This huge catalyst for transformation. And what are the odds that I would be in the middle of a project to be able to document it? And what are the odds that I would be pulled to start this project back up again right before the next catalyst of transformation, this being it, and documenting it? The irony of that. And the irony too, the alignment of how all of this is aligning with this idea of spring cleaning in my life. I'm on my period, the shedding of my physical vessel and stagnant energy. The alignment of timing of getting all my doctor's visits done and out of the way and making sure that my vessel is good to go for this next chapter. The dentist appointments, getting Bandit good and ready, and also springing into a new season physically in nature around us. The alignment of all of this is just very ironic and laughable at this point. Like, oh my God. Wow. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes than I even realize. And even though this hurts like a bitch, this hurts. And even though it hurts, I can see how this is all working in my favor. This is absolutely all working in my favor. But just because it's working in my favor doesn't mean it's going to be this lovely ride all the way through. This is painful as fuck. But it's all working for some bigger purpose that I am starting to see now. I used to say that I can't quite see yet, but I very clearly am starting to see why things happened the way they happened, why I'm at where I'm at, why I'm experiencing the things I'm experiencing, and seeing the patterns, and just understanding like I am truly exactly where I'm meant to be right now. And I'm very grateful to have the support from my family. Not necessarily emotionally at this time, because not a lot of my family knows what's going on, but just to be able to be here, have a roof over my head, have food in the fridge, have transportation to and from work, have my weekly traditional breakfast at grandma's, quality dinners and family game nights. There's a lot to be grateful for right now. And there is a lot of energy building up right now for something big. And that's what I don't know what it is yet. But I do have this delusional faith and belief that this is all leading me to somewhere beyond what my ego and my mind can even come up with and imagine. Because the universe always provides in unexpected ways that are better than I could have ever imagined. Every single fucking time. So if that's how it's always played out, why would I think it'd be any different? But I think that's all I have for today, folks. I honestly feel so much better after sitting in the sun. The sun feels amazing. Oh my God. Burning my incense. Getting intentional about my space, my practice, and doing the things to release and make myself feel better. And this being a huge part of it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your week, month, year, eternal lifetime of experiences. Until next time, Ari Lou signing out. Peace punch, Captain Crunches. Bye.